What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wholesome Hoodlum Let's Play podcast. It's your boy Raul, as always. I'm joined today by Gia and Richard. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Biggie Dick.
Jesus Christ, Richard, I hate it when you do that. Anyway, so a couple things to mention beforehand. The iTunes thing, this iTunes debacle that I had all last week, is now solved. So if you heard any of the videos and or podcasts before and you were like, I'm going to check that guy out on iTunes, he seems cool. Then you went and you didn't see anything on iTunes, that's because I had to get approved properly. Somehow I managed to do the whole process of getting your podcast put up on iTunes, but also missed the approval process. So I somehow filled out the form wrong. But it should now be available. I guess I should double check. I should have somebody double check. Does anybody have an iDevice? Gia, you have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and check on iTunes if you can find the podcast. Beyond that, you can also get at me on Hood Wholesome or at Hood Wholesome on Twitter if you want to interact with me or ask any questions for the podcast that you'd like to hear talked about or discussed. And if you're into video games like I am, you can hit me up on Twitch now. I'm Twitch streaming pretty much 4 days out the week now. So that's twitch.tv/Wholesome Hoodlum. And yeah, so with all of that shameless promotion shit out the way, let's get started. What's the first thing you guys want to talk about? I think it's probably going to be Activision's patent, right?
Yeah.
Also, it is up on the iTunes.
You said it is?
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Cool. So the iTunes podcast, the podcast on iTunes is available for you guys to check out whenever. So Activision's podcast, Activision's patent for a new breed of microtransactions, if you will. Now, first off, get in the car and let's go, bitch.
Matchmaking.
A new breed of matchmaking that's connected directly to microtransactions.
Microtransaction.
So I don't know the specifics of it, but you guys were actually doing some research before we started. So go ahead and go into it for me, inform me, because I only know it on a base level, and I think we might have talked about it last week, but I'm not entirely sure. So go ahead and hit me.
Okay. Do you want to start, Gio? Because I think you have a little bit more information without extra thing.
Yeah, sure. So from what I know, it's Activision has been granted a patent recently. I think just a few days ago. That where they have developed a algorithm or something that analyzes you as a player. You know, your habits, what kind of weapons you use, what you're more likely to spend money on, possibly. And what they do is they find other people who can promote those habits, pretty much. So, like, if you say you like snipers, you like sniper rifles, they might pair you up with someone who is also good with a sniper rifle and spend money on sniper rifles in an effort to, make you interested in it and possibly purchase that same sniper rifle.
Perhaps see that sniper rifle and be like, you know what? I want to do hella good like that too, and you're gonna be incentivized to pick that up. Something I want to point out though is that they went in to get this patent in 2015, so it just now got approved, but this has been, I guess, a long time in the making. Activision's really been trying to find new ways.
Well, I would argue that it's probably not just Activision. Just because we found this Activision patent doesn't mean there aren't plenty of people trying to do similar things. I was just watching ACG. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he's a pretty big gamer guy. Well, he's not a gamer guy. He's a pretty big gaming personality on YouTube, and I think he's pretty good. I respect his opinion. And he said, if you really look back at it, fucking in his podcast, he said Xbox and the Kinect had similar patents that were insane. Their Xbox had a plan, and this is from his mouth, so I don't know what the validity of, or rather the sheer details of it all. But he said that Xbox had a plan to sell you McDonald's somehow. They were going to watch you and sell you McDonald's.
That was PlayStation, I think.
Okay. So it was one of the cameras. It was PlayStation camera or the Xbox Kinect. But go ahead.
The one where you had to yell McDonald's to stop the ad, right?
Or some shit. Yeah.
Wait, I didn't hear about that. So
Well, that's not the subject. The point is that like this is like the idea of using weird patents to do stupid shit isn't new.
Yeah.
Right.
But now Activision has a patent on it.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean they'll actually use it, you know. I mean, they have it.
Right. Patenting is just future-proofing so nobody else steals your idea. I mean, will they use it if they can? Yeah, absolutely. It's Activision. What the fuck do you expect?
Will they? No, they patented it for a reason. They will absolutely fucking use that.
Well, that's my point. Is that like if they get the chance, they will.
They have some of the biggest franchises and like.
It's a pretty strong point.
That can support that.
I don't like this car.
Okay, so
yeah, go on.
I
Gia,
mentioned previously that there was a scary part to this, like.
Right. Okay. And you've been like teasing my dick the whole time about this. I want to know what's so terrifying.
Yeah, I do.
So I'm just gonna read this line from the patent itself.
Okay. Go ahead.
In one implementation, the system may generate NPC profiles analogous to player profiles. In this manner, the system may analyze NPCs in a manner similar to player analysis. The system may therefore continually improve NPC performance and selection based on NPC profiles. And then it goes more and more, but basically they can create NPCs and basically have
that are designed to fuck you in your butt.
Yeah, designed to make you want to purchase things, you know, to give you like, it could be a good experience where you win.
Okay, you know? So I see. Now I see what you mean about the Blade Runner thing. Like they've got like replicant players, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
and these are like they're talking about making clans and actual game profiles with like gameplay history,
of like real non-players.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty crazy. That's like some weird like social experiment level of type shit.
Yeah.
That's the idea, yeah. Okay, so part of me says that seems like, on the one hand, it seems awful, right? Of course, it's like, what the fuck? I don't need them manipulating my gameplay any further than they probably already do to make me buy stuff. That's awful. Nobody wants that. I don't want that. You guys don't want that.
I can't. Intrusive ads all the time. I open my thing. Like, why is the loot box the first thing I see?
Right. I mean, you get that. That's enough, right? And never mind loot boxes. Just the idea of them being able to manipulate me behind the scenes to entice me to buy stuff is just, it's gross. It's a really gross thought. It's like some Black Mirror shit. But another part of me also hears what they're talking about creating these NPC characters, like these bots that are like designed to play against you based on the information they get for you, and say, wow, that could be like the next step in like incredibly intelligent enemy AI if they used it the right way, which we know they're not going to. So on the one hand, I think, oh man, awful, disgusting. But another part of me says it's kind of cool. Well, on a technological scale.
Yeah, but another part that's also, you know, like that's I guess for patent, is, you know, how often are you, like, you were just playing Crucible before this.
Yeah.
How bad that was. Now imagine if you're playing against bots designed to give you a good time, like a challenging and good time, instead of playing with real people. That's the really sickening part about it, is that like they're just like, okay, he had a couple of bad games. Let's imagine the scenario. I have a couple bad games in Destiny. And they're like, all right, let's give him a freebie. And so like 2/3 or who knows what fraction of the enemy team now is now bots. Right.
And so like it's super easy. I have a great time and I'm like, I can keep playing. The longer you're playing, also obviously with it in conjunction with the shit they already have set in motion here, the longer you're playing, the higher your chances are going to be of purchasing a microtransaction.
Right. But I mean, at the same time, imagine they would want to provide you with a challenge, not just like, you know.
Well, here's the thing. There's two things that I like. I was watching the international podcast from ACG, and he brought this up, and somebody else brought up the other point. One, people make patents for all types of shit. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be used. Now, if they can use it, yes, absolutely they will. But like I said about the McDonald's thing, right? Like, we ended up not seeing that, thank God. And so there's a chance that this might just go the way of the dinosaur, and we might not hear about it until much later. or they'll tweak the idea and implement it into our gameplay and we'll be doomed. Who knows, right? But there's really no way to tell. I'm also leaning towards like that's a little bit too dystopia for me. I feel like it's bordering on like a sci-fi film, so I doubt it's actually going to come down like that. Secondarily,
So what if? Oh,
go ahead.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Secondarily, and more importantly, have you ever been in a game where matchmaking fucking worked? Yeah, exactly.
Overwatch, maybe.
Overwatch, I think, does a pretty good job. I feel like Overwatch is the best example of like working matchmaking, but like generally speaking, it just doesn't it just doesn't work. It's almost always leaves something to be desired. So when you think about this, even if it were to work as intended, would it work? Even if it was implemented as intended, would it work as intended? And would you be able to like? What if you ended up against a bunch of people that were just rocking shit because they had all the best weapons, right? Or a bunch of bots that are just like for whatever reason overpowered as fuck, and now you're playing like fucking.
Right, but like before that was like that's them before the games were imbalanced. They were trying to balance them. Now think of you're going to be purposely put in a match where you're at a disadvantage because they want you to buy.
Yeah, no,
going to give you an advantage.
It's insane.
And once you do, it puts you to a game now where you feel good about it because you're going to be wrecking shit with it.
Right, because you don't want to have buyer's remorse. No, I agree. That's insane. But like, hold on. Okay. But like I don't know. Part of it, the real thing that bugs me, the thing that itches my ass, is the thing about fucking balance. Like you said, you know, like I come from Halo 3. Those were games that were very tightly balanced, and I feel like my desire for FPS games to be tightly balanced has stayed that way because of my experience, my formative experience with those games. But like as time has gone on in this generation and even the last, it seems like developers care less about balance and more about just jerking off these players that don't know what the fuck they're doing, and that's upsetting. That's not a great feeling. Just not necessarily just for the sake of Activision games, but you know if it's successful, then EA will copy it and Ubisoft will copy it, and then for the next 5 fucking years we're gonna have this garbage until somebody comes up with something new. You know.
Well, I mean, are you under the assumption that they don't? Well, okay, so are you okay with it if they disclose it to you that, you know, hey, our matchmaking is gonna include Activision's patented?
The only way I would be okay with it would be if I could opt out of it completely.
Okay. Well, what if that's one of like one of their?
What if that's not a thing?
Like,
then fuck that. Why the fuck would I want that? Okay, wait. Both of you said two things. What were you saying, Gia?
I was just saying, like, what if, you know, they gave you the option, or, you know.
Yeah, no, I'd be down for that. But why would they? The whole point of it seems to be...
That setting turned off?
Yeah, because then that means, like, for certain games, it's like, you know, if it tends
That'd be counterintuitive to having it at all.
Right, that's what I was saying. Is that the whole point of this is just to make more money hand over fist.
The point is, yeah, it's supposed to be just a psychological little like thing that you don't notice it, but it just happens.
Right, and if they give you the option to just tap out of it, the chances of anybody taking part in that is zero, or nearly zero, I'd say.
There's always going to be those people who don't know about it and just don't turn it off. But
what are we doing here?
Oh, this is my.
Let's say they don't. Let's say they do the thing that they're probably going to do, and they don't. They tell you about it, but you can't opt out of it. You can either not play multiplayer, or you can.
Right, and I mean, I just think one, people are making an outrage out of it a little bit too much. But then on another scale,
I mean,
every time people makes it out.
I'll let you finish real quick.
Okay, so what I was saying was like on the same scale, I feel like gamers get really mad about stuff before, and then once it happens, they're just like, oh, okay, you know, and people still buy these things, people still support them, and that's the worst part about it, honestly. So really, I feel like on the one hand, there's a chance nothing will happen, and we just need to chill. But then on the other hand, I don't know, maybe keeping an eye on this shit is really the best way to go about it, you know, because we just don't want it happening. Because once it happens, and we're fucked. And that's really.
I feel like the uproar and the outrage influences how heavily implemented and how heavily just influence it is in the game.
I mean, I guess so.
against.
Well, like say something's coming out and like,
hold on. Gia, go ahead.
I take it you're both against it then. All right.
Yeah, I am for sure.
Who wouldn't be?
I mean, as a consumer, it's kind of hard for you to argue for it. Can you like play the devil's advocate, Richard? Try to tell me how this would be fun.
Well, why wouldn't I like it? You know, like I mean, sure, I get my ass kicked half the time, but when I finally do get something, that thing is automatically useful. My purchase is justified, and everything I've ever gotten from that point on will be useful, and I will have a place for it. It means all that stuff that they're adding in is going to be just helpful to me and the game. And
helpful until there's a new thing.
Right, but then you know what? All I have to do is buy that new thing.
Just got to buy that new thing.
I'm on top of my game again.
Hey, Gia, by the way, I left the clubhouse, so you're free to leave.
But
or you can check it out.
Like
I'm riding around the motorcycle.
Like from what G you were saying that they would. It sounded like they were creating like actual fake online profiles to push their things.
They can.
Yeah, if they can. But what I was saying is like, what if this just extended into we now know how Shadow of War has microtransactions. But what if this worked in its way into just single player in general?
Right.
So
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that like, where does it stop? Obviously, the game industry has a hard time with slippery slopes. As most industries do, to be fair. But
the reason why is not only is it just going to be completely terrible and there's no way to look at it, like, look, it's not going to be, you can just ignore it. But say you really like this game, for one, like say Rainbow Six just somehow like decided to pay them for use of the patent, and it makes its way even to the competitive scene, or not even that, just even casual, because you can get competitive and casual, because sometimes you just don't want to deal with people that are way too hardcore. But say you're actually trying to play the game, and it will purposely put you at a disadvantage because the person on the opposite end owns an operator that completely counters yours.
Sure, I mean, fuck, I'm even thinking about it on the opposite end of that. Like, well, what's the point of playing a game if I know I'm going to win just because I bought something?
Well, you don't know if you're going to win. You don't know if they don't disclose it, then you don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't know, but I'm saying, like, fucking... The fact that it exists is the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I can.
All right,
obviously,
so this
we
is
all know why they did it, and we can all see,
of course.
Like, that's like a huge business move. Of course, you're going to want to do that. But,
So we're all in agreement that this sounds fucking awful. It sounds like
I'm not like completely off of it. I mean, I'm down for the idea of.
You're just like, I want to win a couple of games.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I like playing against bots sometimes, like, kill their own back.
Well, forget that bots thing. Forget that bots thing of maybe that making it slightly more challenging.
I have something to say about the bots, but we can move forward.
That for a while. I don't think those bots are actually going to be challenging. I think they're going to feel humiliating because you're going to be going up against them, and the only reason they won is because their gun's stronger than yours.
Well, think about that. Could be how it is initially, but then for most people, if
right,
that happens,
but like also if AI could do that because of microtransactions, why couldn't it just do that before?
That's what the point I was going to make, is that like if the bots can read the way you play and offer you up some sort of like exquisite challenge that's not available to us with the technology that we have today, why can't that's just called content? That's just PvE content. Why can't they just put that in the game? Why does it have to be attached to this bastardized system of microtransactions that's literally worse than the original system? By a wide margin. That's really my biggest question about this whole thing. But again, like, I feel like despite all the research and things that we're doing to look into it, we really don't have any idea of how it's going to look in the end. Not that I want to see it to come to fruition, but, maybe, like Gia is saying, maybe it'll be interesting. Oh, dude, you want to cook some meth, Gia?
It could be as simple as like the most like innocent I could really think of it is, since Activision has kind of like Overwatch under its belt, it could just be it sees that you play
Blizzard has
right, but I mean like Activision can put this into Overwatch. So say it sees you play Junkrat a lot, and then so put you up against a really good Junkrat who's got this really cool looking skin that's like a seasonal already, and it just makes you maybe think like, oh fuck, that does look really cool in game. Maybe I do want that. And maybe it just incentivizes you to buy more loot boxes. And with that, that's super innocent because it's just cosmetics, and you don't need it, but you're gonna want it because it's cosmetic and it could just look that way.
We have gone on with this conversation for 22 minutes. I want to move forward.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've got a general consensus. Rolls no.
It's no. Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
So wait,
You're
hold on.
You're gonna let it happen.
You're okay with it.
I'm interested.
Is it just because of the? Is it just because?
God damn
of,
it! This thing sucks.
The AI enhancement. That's it.
AI enhancement. Oh, bots. I mean, I'm interested just to see what the fuck is up with this car.
Well, okay, look, you're interested to see what happens. I'm also interested to see what happens. But I don't necessarily think I want to pull that thread if it's going to lead to several years of bad game design from all the big publishers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just not worth that to me. And like, I know that that's kind of an insane thing to just assume is going to happen, but at the same time, look at how loot boxes have fallen just apart. You know, like, it was okay when it was just cosmetic, and then it stopped being just cosmetic. And then it was okay when it was just on this game mode, and it stopped being just that game mode, you know? And every year, we slide a little bit further. And then it was okay, because it was just multiplayer. You just don't play it if you don't want to. And now we've got Shadow of War. You know what I mean? It's like, we just don't need it. But moving forward on that same token, I just read a report, or I didn't read a report. I read a headline. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome, Keaton.
Oh, yes. Let's welcome Keaton. Hey, Keaton. Thanks for joining us. We're doing the podcast, so, yeah, be ready to talk.
I know this.
Cool.
I could tell.
Good. So of course I can't find it now, but Keaton, it's good. I got some news to talk to you about. I'm still looking for somebody vamp for me for a second while I find this article. Never mind, I found it. Okay. So,
Okay.
oh, Jesus. That was surprising. MPD? I don't know who that is exactly, but loot box controversy having no impact on game sales. So despite this outrage, despite the conversation that we're having about it, and almost unsurprisingly, it's not really having any effect. All these people pissed off about loot boxes. People are still buying games, and apparently with zero effect. So people are buying games, and it's not whether or not it has a loot box system in it or not has no real effect over people's purchases. I guess, on a large scale, because I generally tend to shy away from games like that. But obviously, we're not just talking about me.
Is that something based on Battlefront?
I'm sure it's probably come up just because of Battlefront and Shadow of War and things like, more or less it just kind of counters this whole outrage culture we have in gaming about this is ridiculous. I demand we veto and boycott it, and nobody ever does that,
Because how many likes does that shit get on Reddit? 1,000? That's not a dent in their sales. They're making millions.
Well, that's the thing that a lot of people on the games discussion section of Reddit say is you got to realize that there's a really slow or a really small portion of us here compared to general people who play video games, And
the two big ones that seem to be the main culprits are franchises outside of video games.
Oh.
They're huge industries. Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.
Right. Things that are going to bring in people. When you think about the people that like those games, what are the chances of them having an Xbox or a PlayStation in their house? Probably pretty high. What are the chances of these people that like these franchises buying a game connected to this franchise that they're in love with? Again, like you say, we're talking Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. Probably pretty high. So,
Two of the biggest in fucking just the world.
Right. The chance of anything changing is pretty slim. But it's disappointing. What do you guys' take on all that? After hearing all this, after having a 20-minute discussion about microtransactions and crazy shit.
Sales?
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
I expected that. I'm not expecting,
How do you feel about it, fuckhead? Not what you expect. How does it make you feel? Unfazed. Gia, Keaton.
No, same thing. I mean, kind
I
of
wasn't
unfazed.
Unsure.
Okay, well, I mean, more than anything, I'm disappointed. Yes, I expect people to be shitty. Sure. Right? But, god damn, do we not want... the expression, this is why we can't have nice things? This is why we can't have nice things. What are you dressed? What the fuck's going on there? Okay, so anybody got some news they want to talk about? Keaton, I got something for you. But I'm going to let these guys have the floor for a second to see if there's anything worth bringing up.
Dude, no news. I mean, Mario's coming out Friday.
Mario is coming out. Wolfenstein's coming out Friday also. Hey, if you've listened this far into the podcast and you haven't gotten enough of my shameless plugging, I will be streaming Wolfenstein Thursday night starting at 9, hopefully. Probably by 11 at the latest, depending on how quickly Amazon. Thursday night, October 26th, starting at 9, I believe. Hopefully.
And I will be streaming at...
So yeah, if you want to see me kill some fucking Nazis, then go ahead and check out the stream on twitchtv.wholesomehoodlum. Moving forward, Keaton.
Yes.
Nightmare on Elm Street DLC just got announced for Dead by Daylight.
Fuck me.
Why? What? I figured you would be excited about this.
I am.
Good. Well, that's fucking cool, huh?
I did not know this. Well, that's weird, because, I mean, I thought they were just going to have... When's that supposed to come out? Because they just came out with Leatherface.
It'll probably be a while. Realistically speaking,
like
it'll be a good second or so.
Yeah. So, that's cool.
Okay, so here's something that happened that I thought was kind of funny. Destiny 2 released for PC this week.
Yes, this is what I wanted to hear. You said some shit.
Right. So I kind of like teased it to you guys. And apparently in the first couple days, they've just been like massively banning people who use any type of software for capturing and some other stuff, like any type of monitoring software you use. There's like some GeForce stuff for NVIDIA. But like we're talking like, semi-perma bans basically. That their security stuff is just picking up because of, I don't know, I would assume because this somehow modifies the software. And since it's an always online game, they're just not okay with that.
It might be just slightly intrusive.
Well, that's the thing is that it's not. We're talking about like people who are trying to capture on PC have been getting banned after the first mission. Like they just like, hey, I'm going to capture this first mission. You guys can see what it's like on PC, and then they were banned. Mm-hmm. So like obviously, what the problem is that there's an algorithm here that's making these decisions, and it's just like, oh, everybody's clicking the box. We're banning them all, and they've gone back and they've since said that. Like they've adjusted some of it and they've lifted some of the bans because they think that they weren't rightful. Yeah.
Really? I wouldn't.
But ultimately, that's kind of insane.
Oh. Yeah.
But I mean, what can you expect from Destiny? I know that I've played it. I've played it plenty on the podcast, and we get some good mileage out of it. But still, we're still talking about Destiny in the end. And no matter how much I enjoy Crucible or some of the great gunplay in Destiny, I'd have a hard time
Honestly, it's not that great.
I would be inclined to agree with you, but it has a good game feel. But I'm not surprised by this at all. Not necessarily because
it feel good, but then as soon as you get into a gunfight, you're like, why the fuck is my character doing this? Like this doesn't feel right.
Honestly, Richard, I think you're just looking for something to bitch about. I mean, it's okay. Destiny's an okay game. It's more about the content and the way that they parse it out to you. But that's a conversation we've had a million times if we've had it once.
I have a lot of gripes with the way that they limit my maneuverability.
Right. Okay, but that's one thing. Here's something that I saw today.
Two things.
That's worth talking about. All right, moving forward on the Destiny hate, because I think we do that too much every episode. Call of Duty World War II on PS4 requires 80 gigabytes of space. 80 gigabytes from starting without any extra DLC. I don't know who this guy is, but he looked like he was trying to roll up on UG. I got him for you, bro. So this isn't really news at all. The Call of Duty games have always been kind of big. But like I don't know what the final verdict for The Witcher is because I haven't updated it and I think there's a big update. But like that game, I think last I checked, was about 76 with all of the DLC. All right, and again, to compare The Witcher to Call of Duty in any like respect is not fair, but 76 gigs for an open world RPG and all of its both of its expansions and all of its free DLC. 80 gigs for the base game of Call of Duty World War II, and you know there's going to be a shit ton of DLC. So that's going to be big, really big.
Uncompressed HD JPEGs for textures. What do you expect?
Well, the point I'm trying to make here is that Call of Duty games, like I have Infinite Warfare and all the DLC, unfortunately, and it comes out to be like 100 gigs or some shit. I have it on my hard drive, and it's crazy, right? So my question is like, what the fuck do they do to their games that cause them to be so bloated when other games that arguably maybe even offer better content, more, comma, better, comma, that's it, more better content. Why does Call of Duty so bloated with like just download size? What's your take on all of this? Obviously we don't have an answer, but I'm just like, what's going on there? What is not being optimized? That's my question.
Maybe just that, but like, even with just all like the HD textures that they have in that, everything is, but it's got campaign. It's usually got zombies or a form of it. Zombies pretty much now is stock, and then it's got multiplayer, and all three of those modes kind of like, you know, almost encompass like a full game size probably, and that's just how it is.
I mean, do they though? I feel like Zombies releases with one map. That's not a full game size. It's not even
just one map when they when they started.
On release, it is one map.
Ooh, that's weird.
Is that the case for World War II?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
But how much is in that one map too? Because that map is huge, isn't it?
I mean, it ranges. It ranges. I think like I'm trying to think of. Like Spaceland. Zombies in Spaceland was the first one. That's probably the biggest map on Infinite Warfare. So maybe, but I don't know. We're still not. I feel like we're still not talking about a lot. But who knows? I don't fucking know. I'm no expert.
I think it's a lot because there's a lot of like maybe for the campaign because there's also voice acting and all these other like cutscenes and a lot of stuff. That all needs to be kind of like its own separate thing. That's probably going to be on itself pretty big. And then multiplayer on itself is also going to be pretty big. But with Zombies, there's also all those mechanics and different like unique things that none of those things really share as much as you might think. Whereas other games, sure, it's the whole like open world of like The Witcher, but it's going to be the same kind of like movements for attacking and everything. Maybe not for enemies and everything, you know. But
well, there's definitely an argument to be made that because The Witcher's an open world game, there's not like it's not compartmentalized, you know, like you don't have to load into this new area. So maybe there's a lot more things that are just sharing space. I don't know, but like fuck, Horizon Zero Dawn's a game that's incredibly pretty and has a lot going for it too. Also an open world game, I will contend, or I will say, but that's like 50 gigs. I just think like 55 gigabytes is the general size of a big game. You expect that. 80, goddamn.
But once again, with Horizon Zero Dawn, it's just the open world. Where I'm still gonna stress that Call of Duty's 3 separate games.
It's an interesting take.
That's the only way you can maybe rationalize it.
Keaton, Gia, thoughts?
I don't work on video games, so I can't even begin to guess.
I mean, yeah, I'm just kind of like, you know, spouting shit out my ass. I don't know the first thing about it.
So I'm the number one source for anything.
Right. I know everything because I play them a lot. Well, let's see. How much longer we got on the podcast? 24 minutes. All right. Cool. Oh my God. Where the fuck did you find this thing? I didn't even know this was in the multiplayer. You're destroying my car. You're totally wrecking my shit. So, any news from you guys? I already asked you that.
No.
When I say that, that's your cue to like vamp while I look for more news.
All I can think of is Mario.
Okay, we'll talk about Mario. Weren't you talking about Pokemon too? Just like go nuts while I find something to a topic.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about Nintendo
up and coming stuff that we're excited for because we're part of the Switch group in our
Just
little
because
niche.
I'm not a
Switching.
Nintendo guy doesn't mean I wouldn't like to hear about this. Hit me with
you
the
know
good
what?
stuff.
Thanks for reminding me. I gotta add Gia. It's just exciting because Mario, 3D Mario finally coming out. 3D Marios have been, well, probably not that well known between any of us, but 3D Marios are my bread and butter for video games for almost all of my life.
Cool.
It's one of the few things that I
For a
can
lot of people,
consistently play.
Yeah, that's probably true for a lot of people.
Enjoy. I know, but like,
First.
all we've been playing together has been like first-person shooters. It's never really come up.
Yeah, you know what game? You know what was my first game, or like one of my earliest memories of a video game? Fucking Altered Beast on the Sega Genesis with my brother. Altered Beast 2 specifically. You guys ever play that game?
Yeah.
No, I never had a Sega Genesis.
Altered Beast. Yeah, Alter Beast. Yeah, you basically like walk around as this naked dude for several minutes,
Turn into different.
and then you can turn into different monsters depending on the level you're on. It's fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome when I was a little kid.
Side-scrolling beat 'em ups, right?
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
So, there's an article from the New York Times that just got released that says video games are destroying the people who make them.
Yes, absolutely. 100% agree.
Okay, so Gia, you say no. What's this about?
Why is it gotta be video games that are doing? Why can't it be the people who's making them that's destroying the people who's making them?
The people who are paying them are really the people who are destroying the
It's a
that
very
are making them.
broad
Yes.
statement. They don't quite nail it on the head, but yeah, no. The people that develop the video games are dying from it.
Right. I mean, they're not dying from it. Like, he died from video game development, but they're definitely working extremely long hours under incredibly large amounts of stress, deadlines. They're sitting for long periods. They're watching screens for equally long periods. You know, they're doing a lot of things that, in conjunction with each other, are not healthy for you. And they're dealing with quote unquote a toxic gaming community. So, you know, it definitely seems tough. There's no doubt about that. The top comment on the Reddit underneath that, because I wasn't going to read the article, I feel like I got the gist of that. I know that they're talking about like development times and crunch time and shit like that. The top comment says, I feel like that's because, firstly, we've got like publishers that are demanding incredibly short like time in between games, because really nobody's going to pay attention to anything that's longer than 3 years out. And secondarily,
You have no job security.
right.
Well,
Also, you have no job security, right? As soon as you're done with a project, you're pretty much fired, unless you're like one of the leads.
well, no. It's like, so along with like you have a short amount of time and they want you to work long hours to get it done quick. It's like, well, no, like that's illegal, or like I'm not comfortable doing that. It's like, okay,
Like, cool, get the
so
fuck
you wanna
out.
work
We're
this
just gonna get somebody
60-hour
else who's
work week?
comfortable doing that.
Cool. We'll just get the next young guy coming out of
Exactly.
some tech school. Do the same
Exactly.
thing. You're
Exactly.
Programming.
Right. I mean, there's a similar thing with acting, where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you don't want to do this amount of work for this amount of money? Well, fine, fuck off, because plenty of people want to be famous, you know? And so as soon as you're done, as soon as they don't like what you're saying, you're done. But the next thing that he said, yeah, I had to throw that in there. The next thing that the guy said was that I also think it's because games haven't adjusted their prices for inflation in a long time. And so my conversation, the point I'm trying to make from that is that would you guys accept, and this is kind of like a hypothetical, right? Because there's still microtransactions, they still exist, right? But if they decided they were going to make games more expensive, and maybe, just maybe, somewhere in the fucking perfect future that we were going to have, that meant that we would also stop having to deal with microtransaction bullshit and things like that. Would you guys be able to accept game prices going up?
Yeah.
And by how much?
That's what I was gonna say. So like, I would say pick a game right now and say that you think might be worth more at like starting price.
I mean,
Like
that's
give it something that you might seem reasonable.
that's quite the conversation, right? Because now we've got like multiplayer only games, we've got single player only games, we've got games that offer both. You know, it
Let's
becomes
say Witcher was, instead of 60 on release, it was 80.
oh,
No
after
DLC included, $80.
after all the reviews, I would still do it. After all the hype surrounding that game, I would still do
Yeah,
it.
you've played it. Though.
Right,
That
but
was
that's the
more
thing.
my-
I've played it.
That's what I mean. Like, since you've played it, is it good enough to justify like an $80 price point?
Fuck
At
yes.
launch, no
I-
DLC included.
I would buy
Perfect.
that game again, probably about 3 times, just to support those people. That game's amazing. I mean, that's extreme, honestly, but I
Well,
really
no, 'cause,
very
like,
much like The
you go for
Witcher.
something. So say like something now the standard is $80. So
Right.
now games like now after that are now worth $80.
Right, but I
Now
mean, you
games
literally
become,
just described
the
Well,
like.
how
same.
about?
Go ahead, Keaton.
I was gonna say, like, would you for their what's that upcoming game they're doing, the Cyberpunk one? If it ever does come out, would you spend $80 just because that company made it, even though you don't know
No,
if it's gonna
no,
be
because
as
I've
good as
heard a
The
lot of
Witcher?
changes have happened in CD Projekt Red since Witcher 3 to
Okay.
Cyberpunk. I've heard like there have been people have talked about like there's been some morale issues. There have been some lead designers that have left. I don't know how that game's going to turn out, and
wow.
I'm waiting with some with bated breath. I've got faith that it might be good because it seems like they have a good idea. It seems that they. God damn. Sorry, I just blew up. It seems like they have a good idea of how to make games, but they also got like fucking rich as shit off of The Witcher because they deserved it, and that has a tendency to change people a little bit, developers in particular. So I'd still be waiting around. But I mean, if they said it was good and games all cost $80, then yeah, sure, why not? If people said it was good.
You've played Prey 2, and I see you somewhat like it. You like it a lot. You've played it some, but maybe I could definitely not compare it to your love for The Witcher. So then, what if Prey was $80?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, Prey is also on sale right now for half off, and so I'm just
Right.
kind
So
of
don't
like,
think about that though. I'm just saying, like, since you bought it for 60, would you have dropped an extra 20 for the same thing that you're playing? Like nothing extra. Like, no change in the development.
honestly, probably not. And I like the game a lot. I have some
Because
gripes
that's
about
another
that
reason
game.
why they haven't gone up is because since we're so used to it, they're also going to be like, what do you think? You deserve more because you made the same game like everyone else.
Right.
Once it happens, I think everyone will take that trend, but someone's got to bite that bullet.
Okay, you guys, Gia, Keaton. I mean, also, let me also state, because I want to get this out the way, I rarely buy games at full price. Very rarely. The last game I bought at full price was Prey, and the next most recent game that I will be purchased at full price is Wolfenstein. But before that, I don't even remember.
I want to stay away from this game in particular, but I know you didn't buy it. You didn't have to, but Gia, you bought it. Let's say
here we go.
between the development of Destiny 1, from Destiny 1's launch to Destiny 2's launch, that gaming's just changed to $80. Would you have bought Destiny 2, not without any of the knowledge that we have now of it? Would you have bought Destiny 2 at $80?
That's such a hard question to ask somebody. Forget what you know.
Myself, I would have done it. I don't know if I would have.
Let me know.
Yeah, probably would have gotten it. Myself.
Okay, I got stuff to do.
But now that you've played it, would you?
We're talking about the
justify
standard
that $80?
$80 for every new game, basically, right?
Right.
Yeah.
$80
Yeah,
somehow
then, yeah,
becomes
we
the
bought it.
standard.
Yeah, that's probably would have bought it. I still buy full price games sometimes, or a lot of times nowadays.
But I mean, since you bought Destiny and at full price, if Destiny was $80, would you bought it? And I guess so. Even after like what we've played and what we've experienced through it so far.
Yeah, now that's the better question. After now playing it, never mind not knowing, but now that you have retrospective, would you have paid $80 for that game?
No, I probably would have waited for a sale. I would have still gotten it eventually, but probably just when it goes on sale. If it goes on sale.
Right. I mean, I would generally be okay. Like, okay, first off, I think the conversation starts and ends with what you know about game development, right? And honestly, what I know is very little, but I do know that those people work quite hard, and oftentimes are not compensated properly for that work. So if I had the knowledge that that money was going to go to those people and that they were going to live easier and everything was going to be good, then yeah, I think I'd be okay with it. Keaton, you seem to disagree.
No, not that.
Okay.
I'm playing this fucking game.
I would be okay with it.
$80.
So that's a good question. Yeah, good example. Let's use games that we haven't played before.
None of us has played it.
Yeah.
It's just been announced. You've seen very little of it, but it's $80. Do you think you'd buy it?
I'd
Even
keep my.
with what little knowledge we have.
Well, I mean, it's so little knowledge right now. I'd have to just keep my feelers out for a while. But I
Well,
mean,
because like the next coming
I'm
one's
still
out, I
inclined to
already
buy
know
it.
we're pretty much like, no, we're not fucking buying it. And I was gonna say like, well, what do you think Battlefront 2? Or
Right, that's a good example. Battlefront 2. Like, even though we don't know anything about the single player,
campaign? Yeah.
there's no 5-hour single player that's worth $80 from in my perspective.
I think
But,
for me, it's a bad habit, but I follow kind of like a innocent until proven guilty kind of thing. So like, I'm gonna probably
You give
buy
them the
it until
benefit
it
of the
gives me a
doubt,
reason
which
not
is
to buy
very
it.
kind of you.
So wait. What did you say specifically, Gia?
If I'm interested, like I'm gonna buy it until they give me a reason not to buy it.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. If I want a game, despite its practices or how much it costs, generally I'm going to buy it.
Gia, Super Mario Odyssey. It's debuting at $80.
But he
Yes,
just said
because I
he's
have
going to do
Amazon
it.
Prime, and it gives me 20% off. So
Yeah, what is with that? I was trying to buy Wolfenstein today, and they were trying to give me it for $47, and then I did the digital code.
yeah, physical.
Yeah. Then they were like, "Yep, you got now it's $60 again."
Oh.
So, go figure.
Damn. I guess I'm gonna do that to get that 20% off. Or do you have to be a Prime to get that?
You have to have Prime.
Alright, so I'll just buy it. No, I'll still do that.
Okay, I actually skipped over the really important conversation I wanted to have, and we've got 12 minutes. But let's try and knock this out. I'm gonna talk
Start it.
fast, and I'm gonna let you guys say what you guys got to say. So somebody here, let me look up who it is specifically. God damn it. Xbox Boss says, and this is from an article in
Xbox.
GameSpot.
That's his official title.
Xboss, yeah, I mean that would be fucking shorthand. Single player games are not dead, but the economics are complicated, Xbox Boss says. And this kind of like flows into what we were just saying. Like, I don't think that there's not a desire for single player games. I feel like the conversation that people are having because of Battlefront and because of what just happened with Visceral last week is this feeling of like the single player game is dying and games as a service is really becoming the next big thing. And to some people that's great because games as a service can sometimes be really cool, and other people think it's a really bad thing. But this guy says that's not true at all. The desire for good single player experiences are more or less still there, but it's complicated, and I don't know because I'm terrible at this and I didn't read any of the articles before I came onto the podcast. I don't know if he specifically mentions what makes it complicated, but I would be willing to guess it's probably about a large part of it is about development costs, time, energy, resources. That's pretty much what it's always about in anything.
Oh yeah.
What do you guys think about what's your desire, your overall desire for good single player content, would you say?
Don't really think about it too much, but I guess I do tend to lean more towards single player games recently, especially with Fire Emblem Warriors, Super Mario Odyssey. Stuff
Right.
Like that.
The Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
But that's on Nintendo, and they don't have too many multiplayer.
Right,
games.
they're not really known for multiplayer. At least not in comparison to the other two. Richard, what do you think?
I mean, I'm absolutely down for it. I mean, I'm kind of confused on the point that you want me to like kind of make.
We're just making discussion, man. I asked you whether or not like do you still feel like single player games? I feel like okay, here to preface this, for a long period, single player games and the content that they provided were like the bread and butter of the games industry. We were all excited about the next single player thing, regardless of whether or not it had a campaign or a multiplayer. We were very excited about those things. Correct?
Yeah, I remember for Christmas I asked for I
So
want Skyrim and I want Uncharted 3.
Do you still have that same level of excitement? Is my question.
Yeah, are you kidding me? I was drooling over Breath of the Wild when it came out and while it was out because I wanted my hands on it because I wanted to play it for myself. And in Super Mario Odyssey, I'm drooling over still because I'm waiting for another single player experience like that. I like the variety in both games, and Mario kind of gives off way more. And I understand what he's saying with time investment and not being able to really monetize it properly because Shadows of War.
Keaton, what do you think?
That point.
Because I think, and
don't
I'm
know
gonna
if I
save
still
mine
do.
for the last. But yeah, right. Like I feel like me and you in particular, we play a lot of multiplayer games or games that have co-op. A lot of our stuff is very interactive with our friends.
Think Dark Souls. Think
I
Bloodborne.
used to be straight. I mean, I love.
You
Dark
used to be
Souls,
straight and you're not
but it's
anymore.
also
I know what that's
multiplayer.
like.
But I mean, my favorite
Still
games
good
are
in no
like
other way.
Knightsville Republic 1, Jade Empire, and like those are strictly, multiplayer. I
Right,
mean,
right.
single player.
I mean, yeah. When I think
And,
about
like-
some of my favorite games, I'm thinking like Mass Effect, other BioWare titles. Yeah.
Yeah, Mass Effect 2, First Dragon Age, even though I didn't get to finish it, was amazing.
So good. Such a good game.
And yeah. And nowadays, I don't know. I mean, I get excited when I see something like when Horizon Dawn was first, Horizon Zero Dawn was first shown at E3. Like I lost my shit. I was like, this is beautiful. I love just the way they're doing it. It looks like a really interesting story. We're the old ones. Like this is in the future, and like they're kind of living on a devastated Earth
Right.
with machines walking around and like.
Right.
Then I played the game, and it's nothing like I thought it was gonna be. It's still
Right.
good. I mean, it's not a bad game in any means. It's just it felt like Far Cry Primal, but third person. It felt like something I'd already
I think
played.
I think I've been saying that, and it's finally catching on. And now we're using it to like as a derogatory term for Horizon Zero Dawn.
It's a good game.
It is a good game. It is a very good game. There's no doubt about it. It's just like Keaton says, if you've played a lot of games, it kind of feels like something you've played before, but very pretty. And that's okay. It's totally okay. But what I was going to say to kind of like springboard off of that was that I feel like the quality of single-player games has gone down a bit. Yes, there's Uncharted and there's Horizon and there's The Last of Us. But then for every one of those games, there's a game that tries to give you a single-player campaign that's kind of shitty. And so it's kind of gotten to the point that we just don't really expect much from them anymore.
There's some in particular I'm really looking forward to that I feel like could be something that, Detroit Becoming Human looks like it's going to be really good. But it could not
No,
be.
that just looks like Heavy Rain.
I liked Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain was kind of cool. Till the end. Heavy Rain's end was kind of, eh.
Never mind. If that's how you feel, then that's why.
Okay, so wait, we got 5
Heavy Rain
minutes.
was great,
You didn't like, we have,
I
5
wanted
minutes.
to bring up
You
though,
didn't
like,
like
it
Heavy
feels like
Rain?
you guys are just forgetting like Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Like those are single player games.
Those are not single player games.
You can
They
play
have
them with
multiplayer.
people, but like for the most part, you're gonna be alone.
Sure, but those aren't. Well, we're talking strictly single player like narrative experiences. I wouldn't even really call like Dark Souls
Why
or
not? That's
Bloodborne a narrative
It's
experience.
a very much like almost a solo experience for a lot of people.
Sure.
And I think that should still be considered in that single player game because it's
Right,
I
but
don't know what else
I
you
don't
want
really
from something.
play
It's-
like okay. Let me see how long we got.
Does it,
5
Are
minutes.
you just thinking? Are you thinking for single player games is very much story driven or?
Well, yeah, that's the idea. I mean, that's the appeal. I think. Well, what I was going to ask Keaton, because he plays the other like the Souls games. Do you ever look at a Souls game, and you're like, I can't wait to figure out the story for this?
No.
Exactly, because it almost never
No,
makes any
you're like,
goddamn
I
sense.
can't wait to play this because these
Right.
bosses are gonna be fun as fuck for me to fight.
I never played the first one, which one I heard was the best one story-wise. And
That's
2 was the one I
negligible.
started
It's
with.
like for those games, it's never been about the
The
story.
story
That's what
for
I'm
3
saying.
was
It's a
pretty
single
good, but
player
yeah,
game.
it's just lore.
where
It's
you're
not a
excited
structured
about
story at all.
Fight.
Okay, wait. So Richard, what's your point here?
Dialogue, pretty much.
Are we? Were we not considering those single player, and are we not like excited to
Well,
see
I mean,
more things that are not necessarily story driven, but they're just single player experiences that are.
I mean,
great
Shadow of the Colossus
mechanically?
is a single-player game, but it didn't really have much of a story, and that's a fucking masterpiece. So
Yeah.
I kind of agree with Richard. I mean, like,
Red Dead
are we
Redemption 2 is coming out.
single player like necessarily have to have
What's
a
coming
story
out?
to be considered?
Red
like,
Dead
what we're
2.
talking about? Red Dead 2.
Yeah. Grand Theft Auto is a single player game.
For all intents and purposes, yes, but it does offer a multiplayer section. I think, I guess, here, I got away from it. That's my fault, my mistake. The reason that I'm isolating single player experiences for the sake of conversation is there's no opportunity to monetize unless you're Shadow of War. There's like, that's what makes it quote unquote complicated, right? It's like, we're going to make this game, we're going to pump a lot of money into it, a lot of time, a lot of energy, however many millions of dollars to produce.
Monetization for multiplayer?
No.
It's just DLC, right?
Would you shut the fuck up, Richard? I'm not done.
Okay.
So, my point is just like, you guys, do you find yourself interested in those things? And if the answer is yes or no, the reason why I asked all of us and why I'm interested to see what we say is because I don't know if my interest is always in multiplayer, always in single player anymore. If it's a single player game that I think is going to be amazing, then yeah, sure. But there are plenty of other single player games that I pass up and I'll probably never buy until they're really cheap because I figure, fuck it, if I'm not going to be able to play with my friends, why bother?
Quick question, unrelated. Is anyone else's audio dropping out of it?
No, everything's coming good on mine. It might be because you're downloading that update for Dying Light. So yeah, that was the only reason I brought that up. Just to kind of take like a 4-man survey of whether or not single player games still have value, and I obviously think that they're valuable. They still have value. Of course, I want more good ones.
I really wish I could do this, but not have to rely on people.
Honestly, my interest is more co-op games. I don't necessarily want to compete, but I also don't necessarily want to be isolated all the time either. I mean, it would be great to see more co-op games, and I think we're getting there. So we got a minute and a half. Anybody got some final thoughts?
Co-op. Hunt Showdown. Final thoughts.
Co-op competitive. It's both.
Single player is gonna be fun.
Shush your face.
I want to see more. Nintendo seems to be doing a lot. I want to see more from other people though. Knack 2 is not it.
Okay. Final.
How did that become a thing?
I have no idea. That's really the sequel nobody asked for. Final general thoughts about anything.
It's only because Mark Cerny probably had a contract with Sony.
I would believe it. Yeah, Mark Cerny seems to have a lot of pull at Sony. But anything else you guys want to say? We got very little time at this point. It would be kind of moot.
Fanfiction.net. So to Richard.
Okay. What were you saying, Gia?
No, I was saying pay us money or food.
Right, pay us money. We'll also accept food because that helps us not spend that much money. If you want to check me out on Twitch, go ahead. Keaton's probably about to say that he's going to accept sexual favors.
I was going to say marijuana. But...
Marijuana or sexual favors. So yeah, check me out on Twitch, twitchtv.hoodwholesome or Wholesome Hoodlum. Shit. Tweet me at Wholesome and check out the podcast on iTunes, Wholesome Hoodlum Podcast. Thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We really just kind of drove around and talked. Stay tuned for the Let's Play portion of the podcast. Goodbye. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Let's Play portion of the Wholesome Hoodlum Let's Play podcast. It's your boy Raul. Keaton's here, but he's not playing with me, even though we just got done doing like 8 takes of this goddamn Let's Play. I decided to switch it up, send us into UFC, do some ass kicking for about an hour.
Ooh.
And see how it all goes. I don't even remember what my fighting style is, or how to play this game.
No, I mean, I can give you some ass kicking if you want.
Oh, I thought you weren't going to play. Alright.
You kind of persuaded me when you said UFC and ass kicking.
Oh, we can do that.
But I'll play, I won't be here for the whole hour. But I will definitely.
Why don't we do it for a different one?
Okay.
Okay, now I remember how to play. I've got a little tiny short character with little tiny short legs. Oh shit! I'm rattled. All right. Oh. Okay. What the? Oh, damn it. It's like I've got little tiny marshmallow punches. What's going on? Okay. I should probably stop trying to do this super flying knee. Okay. I just can't do anything because I'm so short. Come on. Damn it. Alright, fine. Nope, I'm going down. I'm terrible at my ground game, as you already know. Ooh, shit, she almost got me with a fucking solid kick. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. This is gonna be a good hour or so. Oh, there I go again. Alright, I forgot how to get up from back mount. Fucking mosquito keeps trying to fly right in front of my face as I'm doing important things, like playing video games. Okay. Alright, see, we're gonna do some of that shit, huh? Alright, 10 seconds. There we go. Alright. There's blood all over the ring. Most of it's hers, I hope. Alright, I don't need to see all this shit. Let's go. Ooh, shit, she got me good. Ooh, shit, she nearly got me really good just now. Okay, then. God damn it. There I go again, falling over. Alright. Alright, alright. Bitch. There we go. Come on. Ooh. There it is. I'm just landing all the significant shots I can. Ooh, ooh, shit. Okay, alright then. I'm gonna do this forever, fuck it. I'm trying to break at this point. There we go. Cute. Oh, god damn. Maybe kicked my head off. Oh, come on now. Of course you would go for the fucking ground. Alright. Damn, dude. It's the first match and they're already pulling this shit. Really? Oh my god, I'm getting my ass rocked. This would be a lot easier if they would actually fucking attack. Jesus. Come on now. Ugh, I'm fucking gas as fuck. This is bullshit. I'm starting over. Alright, let's try this again, but with like a little less fuck-ups and a little more success. I'm not gonna lose my first match to some shit. Fuck it. Put your hands down. Got like no punch strength. This fucking sucks. Okay, so I feel like the game does this shit where like if you restart a match, they just give it to you. Because that was like one round, and she just like sat there and let me punch her in the face a bunch of times. I mean, the first match was like kind of good. It lasted all the way to the end, but then like she just didn't fight. She just kind of like dodged me and let me gas myself out. This one, she kind of threw some punches, but I just finished her off really quick. I don't get it. I feel like there's some serious rubber banding going on there. But whatever, I won after a little bit of cheating. Fuck it, if John Jones can do it, I can do it. Restarting a match is like the equivalent of video game steroids, right? Right? Okay, well, I want to stay away from the gun who has great ground pound. Rather not have to deal with that right now. Alright, let's do some power training. Excuse me.
Nice. Perfect. There we go. Come on. Big power. Whoa, that's it. Come on, that's not the spot. Right there, just like that. Nice. We're not kicking right now. Hands.
Alright, we're not kicking.
Beautiful work. Last 10, let's get it. Non-stop, keep throwing. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Not bad work on the bag today. You can see you have a lot of potential here.
Alright, what am I aiming for here?
Focus on combos on the heavy bag. Perfect. There we go. Keep throwing. Perfect. Come on, more of that. There we go. That's it. There we go. Perfect. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. That's it. That's it. Let's get it. Come on. Good job in there. We really found some spots we can improve on.
Alright, that's good enough for me. Oh, god damn it.
Hand and elbow combinations. That's it. Right there. Good job. Oh, nailed it.
Alright, let's let your stamina come back.
Hands back up. On target. There you go. Good. Keep pushing. Beautiful. That's not it. Let's pick it up. That's it. Bang. That's it. Nice, nice, nice. Hey, good job on the bag.
Damn it.
Today. Gotta fill in a few spots.
All right.
You're really making
Continue.
progress.
Training.
Today we're focused on defense. Good, good. That's it, that's it. Ooh, come on now. Let's go. That's it. Bat it down. Get that chin down. All right, we got to move on that. Come on, refocus. Back on your toes.
Come on, throw a fucking upper. Throw high.
Nice job.
There we go.
That's it. Good form. On your toes. Inside. Get inside on that. You see everything. That's what I want to see in there.
There we go.
Parry that. You weren't even throwing punches and you won that round.
Alright, I should probably learn from that, since that's exactly what happened to me last game. I wasn't throwing punches, and or she wasn't throwing punches, and she won that round. Alright, always pays to do some defense. All right, let's go fight. Hey, Keaton, you here?
Yeah.
I feel like I have the music turned down for this game, or off entirely, because I don't want any of that having to play over what I'm doing. And I feel like that was a big part of the excitement of this game, you know, kept you pumped. I'm just kind of like going from load screen to load screen at this time. At this point, it's kind of lame.
Yeah.
All right, I'm 4-inch reach disadvantage, because I picked the shortest character in the game. She just tried to try and tap gloves with me and then like try and punch me.
Height in this game doesn't determine arm length. Different body types have different arm lengths. It's weird.
Yeah, I noticed, but
you picked a type of body, like that determines arm length.
well, she's taking me down. Okay. I specifically picked this woman because she wasn't great with... Oh my god. I hate this shit. I hate this shit. There we go. Shit. Why is she blocking her body? Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was hilarious. I just like hooked her in the face. I just hit her with my biceps a bunch of times because I got too close to her while she was stumbled. God damn it. I didn't even get like the resistance there. I'm bleeding. Alright, this fucking mosquito keeps flying right in my face when I'm trying to do something. Alright, that's not what I want. Oh my god. Off of me, bitch. Ooh, shit. Alright, I'm all wobbly. Oh, you bitch, get off of me. Dude, how is that missing? Come on now. I'm just gonna do it again. Oh, no. Okay, alright, whatever game. You're so full of shit right now. Wow. I was throwing punches and she just managed to do a knee to like through all of them. Kicked me right in the gut. Fucking keeled over. I don't understand how I'm losing these matches, or how I'm losing these rounds. You never want to let it go to decision. No, fuck you. You tried to do the... Oh, you fucking cunt. Oh man, I'm gonna destroy this bitch. If she... Alright. How many significant strikes do I need to land? Fucking bitch. Call the match, ref. Call the fucking match, ref. This fucking bitch. Every time she would walk out, she'd try to touch gloves, and then she would get a sneak shot in. Fucking bitch. I don't know if this is a real person, but fuck her. Next match. Oh my god, it's so goddamn hot in here. It's so goddamn hot in here. And the extra fucked up thing was, I picked her because she didn't have good ground game, and she took me to the ground like multiple times. It's quite upsetting. Alright, I'm going to keep the people that don't have good ground game, because I don't want to deal with that right now. Mostly because I'm terrible at it.
Today we're going to get in the clinch and maintain that position. Come on, let's maintain this position. Push your way back in now. Here we go. Keep those hips in. I love that right there. Regain control here. Elbows in. Come on, let's get back in there.
Right, I need to hold the upper
Pinch those
butt.
elbows.
Oh, damn it.
Work through it.
Anybody who's watching this and has any experience with the UFC games knows that I'm pretty terrible at this.
Oh, nice job in there.
Gah!
Walk your hips in.
Gah! Gah!
And fight.
All right.
Excellent job today.
I don't know why try again is the first option you get on training instead of like continue, but I guess people are just like tapping X the whole time. I don't fucking know. Just so we can get through this a bit faster. You know what? I'm going to do that again. All right. least you're halfway decent. Ooh. She like kicked my fucking nose off my face just now. There we go. Well. I always hate that. I never get the dash. I never can dash in when I stun people. Ooh. Alright, alright, alright. Ooh, my fucking eyes. She punched me in both my eyes, it looked like. Ooh, ooh, no. I'm back. Stop hitting me. Stop hitting me. Oh no. Oh no. Fuck that. Fuck that. Let's do this again, you bitch. That was garbage. I don't even remember what happened. I think she got me and I just fell the fuck over. Alright, gotta be more careful with this one. So let's check. Let's check. I just restarted. Are they going to let me win this match by, like, default? Damn it. Looks like they almost gave it to me just now. Okay, never mind. Oh my god, she's kicking my ass again. Okay, alright, alright. She's got some strong attacks. They do not just give it to you. Let's do this again. Fuck. Alright, motherfucker. No gloves for you, bitch. No, bitch. Okay, just get up. You get up. Okay. 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 Okay, I didn't mean to throw that last one. I go. Okay. She's got very long arms, this one. I think the match is over. All right. I feel like I earned that one after 2 losses. Caca! That didn't even connect. Didn't even connect. But it looked good on that angle. Let's see it again. Oh no. That's fucked. Okay, moving on. This is a lot more challenging than I remember it. Alright, I'm not restarting anymore. Now that I've got my 2 wins in and half an hour to go, I'm just going to see what happens. I just didn't want to lose while I was on the Ultimate Fighter. Who the fuck wants that? Yay. Okay. She's going to be trying to take me down a lot.
Today's about reaction time. I want to see you sharp and quick. Nice. Let's go.
Oh, damn it.
Here we go. Just like that. Everyone like that. Come on, find your flow. Good. Get that rhythm. Get that rhythm. Push, push, push. Last 10. Let's get it.
Fuck.
Just like
There
that.
we go.
Let's pick it up. Good job with the timing. That's what I want to see.
Dude, good job. You just gave me a C. Fuck off.
Today we're going to use a heavy bag and develop your accuracy. Come on, speed, speed. That's it. Nice shot. Come on, let's get this.
Fuck.
Oh, come on.
Why does circle and square have to be such a similar color? Why do? Why do? Why does? Why is? I don't know.
Pick that up. Nobody can stand up to your timing.
There we go. That's better. It's more acceptable. No, you know what? I'm gonna go with this again. Hey, Keaton, what are you up to? Seems like Keaton has left the building, everybody. That's too bad.
Up next, it's a strawweight matchup between Juggernaut and the Gambler.
Oh, I don't have any music? That wasn't the music I picked. Alright, here we go. First UFC match. Let's do this. Oh, she doesn't want it. Okay, alright.
Who will become the next Ultimate Fighter? Comes out swinging. Great job blocking the huge elbow.
Very nice combination.
And she times her strikes again.
Hard hook.
Another solid head strike by Juggernaut. Man, she's utilizing her jab tonight.
Goes for a single.
Oh, there she goes.
Wow, that was a quick takedown. Transitions to full guard.
They're back up. And there's a nice straight by Sato. Fakes the take.
Oh, big right hand. This could be it right here.
Powerful strikes. Wow.
She's got me again.
Takedown. She gets into full guard here. Beautiful body shot there, too.
Thanks, Joe.
There's a left that connects. Uh-oh, these are big strikes.
Just punched her several times with the same hand.
Wow, another big jab scores. Oh, my. How good is that? Whoa. She's down. That shot dropped her.
Oh, jumping knee.
She got rocked.
Oh, look at this. Who saw that coming? Oh.
Big right hand.
Big punches.
Whoa.
Oh, big shot.
My. Just like that.
Oh my god. I love the announcers. That's the best part. Fuck the fuck Ultimate Fighter. But the announcers is pumping you up the whole time. Oh!
Again, here's our fight replay.
And here in the replay, we see this huge left hand. landing
Got her
for the
once on the way
knockout.
down.
Let's see it one more time from a
God.
different angle. Look at the power in this left.
Like a telescoping arm. You see this shit? Look at her elbow. Look at her elbow. Watch this.
One more time.
Kuwaba!
Bam. Lights out.
There you go. That's what I needed. Hand speed.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't need the official decision. I think I got it. You just replayed me kicking her ass 3 times. Alright, well, I'm glad I didn't have to restart that one. Or more importantly, I'm glad I didn't lose. But whatever. It's been a while since I played. I ain't ashamed. I'm a little ashamed. I'm a little ashamed. Now we got fight offers and fans and shit. We're really moving on up. Push it to the limit. And by the limit I mean the first tier of the limit. Don't go past the second. All right, I'm at the very bottom of the card. First fight of the night. Where are we fighting? We'll do that. Pretty excited about this game, or the next one of these games.
Coming up next, it's a strawweight matchup between Mr. Tenacious and Juggernaut.
Mr. Tenacious? All right, whatever. It's 2017. I'm not gonna judge.
Our tale of the tape for this strawweight showdown. Juggernaut is 22. Mr. Tenacious.
Same reach advantage, or about the same reach.
Juggernaut. Here we go. Tonight's fight is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Black trunks for Juggernaut. White trunks for Mr. Tenacious.
Came out and just didn't tap gloves with me.
First fight in the UFC since becoming the ultimate fighter. An experience that she says is life-changing. And tonight, she wants to make yet another statement.
And a nice 1-2 with the right and the left. Good job of timing strikes here.
Strong jab by Mr. Tenacious. Flying knee. Big shots.
Oh, combination.
Back and forth
Ooh,
battle.
ooh, she's got me. She's got me.
There, Mike. She heard her.
Ooh, ooh.
Big power jab.
No, bitch. Not today. Not today. Not today, boo-boo. Not today. Oh, no, no, no. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get up. Get up. Ooh.
There's a double jab by Mr. Tenacious.
There's a nice knee to the body. Oh!
I don't know what happened just now. That was not what I was going for.
Hammer fist.
Big punch.
Okay. All right.
Nice jab. Body kick, look at that.
Joe, she's doing a great job keeping her opponent at
I don't know what just happened there.
that jab.
Okay, whoa, wrong kick.
Oh! Good exchange back and forth here. Mr. Tenacious's nose is so busted up, the doctor may need to come take a look at it. Nicely
Oh,
done.
dude, why do I have so many of those moves?
Punishing roundhouse kick.
Excellent job of timing these combinations.
Mr. Tenacious with a good lead left.
Very nicely done. Flying knee attempt.
Looking for the single.
Not today, boo-boo. Not today.
Sato gets back up
Nice
again.
shot. Lands a huge
Oh, I
kick.
was blocking that. That was bullshit.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, that's a big left.
Oh! What an exchange! Powerful right hand. Oh, solid jab.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, wow!
Wow, another big jab scores.
What a jab.
Oh!
Oh, good combination. Oh, head kick.
Okay, stop doing that. I was just trying to kick her in the head. Okay.
Mr. Tenacious's eyes looking really swollen now. You've got to wonder whether or not it's actually a fractured orbital.
It's always a fractured orbital.
Nice. Oh, she got cracked in the head.
rocked.
She's stunned.
Trying to stay out of trouble here.
Big shots. Oh, head kick.
Huge uppercut.
Oh. Mr.
exchange between both these fighters. And another strike lands.
Oh!
Nice hook.
And another one lands to the head.
Vicious
Oh,
elbow.
man, that is rough.
There's a nice combination.
Damn it.
Big takedown. Full guard.
Looking for the high kick. Oh, big left hand.
She's in trouble, yeah. That's a big hook.
Hard uppercut.
Big combination. Round one is complete. It's a testimony to the toughness of these two fighters that they're still standing.
It really is a testimony to their toughness that they're still up and going after it, because both fighters look like they were really close to being put away in this fight. Here's a devastating knee.
It is true.
And causes the...
Hey, cut man, over here.
You ready? You ready?
Round two.
That last round was an all-out brawl. If they continue like that in this round, someone's getting knocked out.
Nice slip. I saw the cut when it was first open, Joe, but it's really swelling up quickly. Wow, look at that. The knockdowns landed so far in our fight.
This has been a crazy fight. We've seen both fighters badly hurt. There's a nice kick.
Firing that left hand.
Wow, what a back-and-forth exchange.
Landing at will tonight. Snapping that jab. And up with a head kick. The huge head kick is blocked.
No, she's got me again on that one.
And she completes the single.
And she's in full guard.
Good connection by Juggernaut.
Wow. Back up to the feet.
Nice jab. Changing things up with the stance, going southpaw, Joe.
Excellent job of landing punches here.
Nice leg kick. Oh, great Superman punch.
Oh, I'm really hurt. Or I'm really tired. I should probably slow down.
Good connection with the straight by Sada.
Ooh, okay.
Very nice shots landing. Another punch to the head.
All right.
Good defense for now. Half guard.
Good scramble.
Solid jab. Man, some
Oh, she's got me a bunch of times.
damage on the left eye. Starting to swell up a bit, and it's due to the jab.
Good job landing that series of punches here.
3 minutes. Nice lead hook by Juggernaut. Joe, she's done a great job controlling the center of the octagon, keeping her opponent to the outside. Good striking. And Joe, there's another nice takedown. Outstanding job with the takedowns tonight. That's a solid punch by Juggernaut.
And back up again.
She might be trying to set up another takedown here, Joe. Good inside leg kick by Mr. Tenacious.
Very nice timing with these shots here.
Okay.
Juggernaut with a good punch.
Lands a nice kick. Hard hook.
Back and forth battle.
There's that takedown attempt. That was a nice jab.
There's the
Ooh,
combination.
okay, she's got me stumbled.
Wow, what a huge block. Continuing to strike well.
Okay, Jesus.
Solid left by Juggernaut. Look at that.
Ooh.
Oh my! This could be it right here. Powerful left hand.
Big combination.
Hard straight punch.
Solid jab.
Oh my God, come on.
Really swung every...
Wow!
This could be it. Big straight punch.
Don't just swing wildly. No, 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 no. Okay, what the fuck? I was blocking high.
Big hammer fist. Oh! Big left hand. Into full guard.
Damaging
Big
left hand. Oh! Big shot. Nice sweep. Big roundhouse kick. Sato with a good straight left. Nice roundhouse kick to the body.
They are exchanging here, Mike.
Nice job slipping the punch.
That eyebrow cut is getting worse.
Nice counter with the straight. 20 seconds
Oof.
left in the round. And she stuffs another takedown attempt. And that wasn't the story earlier in the fight, where she did get taken down a few times. Great adjustments made.
Oh, nice.
Mr. Tenacious with a good kick. Found a home for that.
Okay.
That huge head kick was
Okay.
blocked, and that's the end of round number 2.
All right.
A huge round and a vicious knock.
You ready? You ready?
Here we go. 5 minutes remains in the fight. Comes out swinging.
Okay.
Juggernauts block that strike. Oh, nice jab. Man, look at those numbers. And a big part of her advantage has been the use of the jab.
Oh, double jab.
Okay.
Good uppercut attempt.
Sato with a nice jab.
Very good exchanges here.
Okay. Come on now.
Swing and a miss. Now made a
Oh,
good
good
elbow.
elbow. Very nice.
That one blocked.
Great takedown defense right there. Very nicely done.
Quick jab connects.
Nice combination.
Another good strike. Joshi again scores with the uppercut. That seems to be her go-to punch. Mr. Tenacious with
Excuse
some big
me. How the fuck did I jump over her kick?
Joshi wants to go back to that uppercut. She's looking for the knockout.
Come on.
Clean jab.
Good back and forth battle.
The swelling on her eye is really starting to get
Shot
worse.
with the left. Looking to finish this fight. Whoa! It is all over!
That was close.
Tremendous hook landed flush for the victory.
Joe, here's the finish on our fight replay.
And as we can see here in the replay, it was the hook that ended this fight.
She's got dead
Let's
fish
see it one
eyes.
more time. Look at the power in this hook.
That was a big
She
wind-up.
lands for the
She was
knockout.
angry.
Check it out.
Hot! Fuck you, bitch!
Bam! Out cold.
Thanks, Joe.
Bruce Buffer with
All
the
right.
official decision.
And with just enough time. That's 2 minutes. All right, you guys. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and skip through this so I can get to the shameless promotional part. I won. I won a couple of rounds. I lost a couple of rounds too, but I restarted those because I'm a bitch. That has been the Let's Play portion of the Let's Play podcast, of the Wholesome Hoodlum Let's Play podcast. Let me get it right the first time, right? If you've enjoyed, thank you. I appreciate you watching. Please feel free to check out some of my other material on wholesomehoodlum.podbean.com, or you could check that podcast out on iTunes. And the gaming podcast is... Oh, man, I'm just fucking this all up. iTunes, podcast, hit me up on Twitter at @HoodWholesome, and check out the stream. That's what I was forgetting. Check out the stream. Twitch.tv/HoodWholesome. Or Twitch.tv/Wholesome Hoodlum. Wholesome is the Twitter. All right, you guys. That was ridiculous. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next week.